I'm sorry. I can't come to the door right now. I'm afraid that in my weakened condition, I could take a nasty spill down the stairs and subject myself to further school absences.
And now back to the Big Dumb Fun Show.
Hey, I don't know if you didn't know this, but if you do, you're listening to the Big Dumb Fun Show. We're here Mondays, 7 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. The rest of the week, you can go to the live stream and watch the whole show in replay 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Has the studio gotten smaller or something?
I don't know. It seems like, I mean, it's warmer in here because the compressor's out on the air conditioner.
It's definitely getting warmer in the studio.
But it seems a little closer in. You know, maybe it's
it just feels like it's really tight.
It's really cramped.
In the studio. Usually, the studio is huge compared to most radio studios. It just seems a little cramped now.
I mean, you seem a lot closer to me now than before.
Did you actually scoot closer to me?
Just a little bit.
I don't understand why that is. It's kind of tight. It's like uncomfortably close now, Gunnerk, and I don't understand exactly why that is.
Maybe because it's just the two of us.
You mean that if there were more people in the studio, that it would seem bigger? Wouldn't that be even more uncomfortable than it is now?
Well, maybe it seemed close with more people here.
It seems really tight now. Like, it seemed like we had more room in there when Comic-Con Josh was in the studio, like he was earlier in the show.
Well, maybe the thing is that, much like the United States government, we're having to cut back.
Yeah, cut back a little bit on our...
Make do with what you got. Maybe, the studio could be a little bit smaller.
You mean like cutting back on our camera space?
Yeah, even the camera space, just so we could save a little bit somewhere. Maybe not here.
It seems
but
a little
on
tight.
camera, we could save some,
It seems a little tight. I'm not going to lie. I don't have much room to move around here, camera angle-wise. And this is all due to taxes?
Well, we have a ceiling. Look above you.
I see. Okay.
It's a pretty low ceiling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're pretty close to it. Much like the
closer
United States
now.
government, they're running out of money.
Yeah. I don't understand why the bipartisan debt ceiling and everything that had to do, and why they had like months and years to get this done.
Yeah, they had a long time. They knew it was coming up, but they waited to the last minute. What did they think they're me? I mean, really? Come on, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Get it together.
Yeah, and you know what? And it's the bipartisan.
It's a little close for comfort. That's all I'm saying. I mean, when is it going to come where the budget's like, hey, we're out of money tomorrow? And
by the way, we're going to be out of money
at the
tomorrow.
last minute, the 11th, I mean, literally the 12th hour.
One of my favorite posts on Facebook addressing this issue. God, it's tight. It just seems a little...
It's close.
It seems uncomfortably close. Was from actually, remember Visit Uranus? Tim's wife, Jenna, she posted, Dear Congress, last year I mismanaged my funds, and this year my family and I cannot decide on a budget until we've come to a unified decision that fits all of our needs and interests. We will have to shut down our checkbook, and no longer will we be able to pay our taxes. I'm sure you'll understand. Thank you very much for setting an example that we can all follow. And then they're asking to repost that. How true is that? My biggest concern through this whole ordeal is that this thing could have been, so much stuff could have been done years ago when Obama had the entire place to himself. He had the Senate, he had the Congress, and he was the president. He could have got so much stuff down. When he goes for re-election right now, the biggest thing that I think this guy is going to have to answer for is, you had it all. Why didn't you do anything with it? Do you agree?
He did. He got a little health care passed.
Did he?
And you know what? That was pretty close too. Wasn't it? I mean, there's a lot of compromise to get anything, even if you've got like the majority, if you've got the House, you've got the Senate.
No, I didn't think
it's a lock, but yet somehow you have to compromise. What's ironic to me, Republicans, not so much compromising.
No, I think.
I mean,
I didn't think.
Imagine how close it is when you're down to the wire and you're sitting next to these Republicans and they say,
No.
we're going to stand. We can't allow you to change the tax cuts that were put in place by George W. Bush.
Yeah.
The third.
Yeah.
You know, those
third.
Or whatever, whoever he is. It's not the dad, it's the son.
G-Dub.
Cut all sorts of taxes. Did your taxes go down?
I don't recall.
I don't really remember my taxes going down much. But people that make a lot of money,
their taxes went down.
Their taxes went down.
Of course, they're not making as much money because of the big crash.
Are they?
I don't know.
I don't know. I read that the oil companies record profits.
I wasn't concerned about the debt ceiling just because I knew that, much like the NFL lockout, there was going to be an NFL. The debt ceiling, they're not going to just say, well, we couldn't come to an agreement. It's just one of those things where
Right, they did in Minnesota. Why couldn't they do it for the federal government?
The federal government is so much. There's troops overseas. There's so much riding on this.
There's so many people that are waiting for their
people,
Social Security check.
And the military, there's so many people that they wouldn't have paid. Now, like temporary shutdowns here and there, budget-saving techniques, I understand. But this was never going to not happen. Like, everyone was so up in a tiz.
They weren't going to let the government go into default.
No, and everyone was so up in a tiz. Oh, well, it's just going to be the end of the world. It's
you
go
ahead
crazy.
and take this legislation and veto it. We dare you.
Yeah, it was just never going to happen. And reason being is that as soon as it got down to the wire, it became very much clear that the reason why it came down to the wire, because when it comes down to the wire, when you get to the last couple of seconds of that bomb going off, that is when people pay attention. That's when people perk up. And
are you saying nobody was paying attention all this time?
Absolutely, I'm saying nobody was paying attention to the debt ceiling legislation. Were you paying attention 2 months ago to debt ceiling legislation? No. It's when it comes down to that week where it's like, oh, man, this could be Armageddon. This could be ridiculous. And it's because it's in that tight window. Now everyone's ears, who normally wouldn't perk up, they're perked up, which makes it the perfect opportunity for both sides to be like, yeah, we can't do it because we need to cut Medicare. We need to cut welfare. We need to cut this. And of course, the other side is like, well, you're just being mean. You're cutting all this stuff. We need to do. So both of them are taking this time to kind of posture themselves, gearing up for a huge election cycle. This is all phony baloney. This is all phony.
That's one of the things about this particular compromise is they don't have to deal with this budget issue until after the next presidential election.
Yeah, so who cares?
Obama cares. The last thing he wanted to do was be wading through more budget ceiling deficit issues when it's like, hey, wait a second, I just need to become president again. More when we come back.
I wasn't concerned whatsoever.